Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. I want to make sure my mic is working. My end, it appears to be working. Thank you, Will. How you doing? Hey, Counselor. Welcome back. Awesome. Good. Hey, Highland. Tonight it will be 3, 2, 1, right, Mulcater? Happy New Year's, everyone, by the way. I mean, some of you, it's pretty much already happened or close to. We're just doing some last-second checks here on my end, and then we'll go live. Hey, kitty. How's my kitty? My cat's just chilling out in here. You guys might get to see him today. He's like, nope, you're gonna be too loud. I'm gonna leave. He was napping on the chair next to me. Oh, he just laid back down. He's good. He's a cutie. 4 hours for you. It's like a whole 12 hours for me, Wolf Gold. Oh, you have, huh? You've been drinking soda? How we doing, everyone? You like my moa? It's actually my Wookiee hat. There's like a nose and some eyes in here somewhere. Gotta dig around for them. A lot of hair. I got this at Disneyland a few years back. Let me get another soda. Yeah, let me find the eyes. I know they're in here. I always have to look for them because they're like threaded in instead of like actual plastic eyes. Okay. There's an eye. Creepy, but it exists. There's 2 of them, I promise. Anyway, this is my Wookiee hat. I shaved my head and now it's cold, so I need my Wookiee hat. Hey, Sack, how you doing? If y'all ask nicely, though, I might make a Wookiee impression. I hope everyone's having a rad, fantabulistic New Year's Eve. And for those of you that are new here, welcome to the stream. My name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. This is the official channel for Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is an AI-powered map-making utility, and it allows you to build maps in a snap. Environmental maps, battle maps, small cities, towns, big cities, etc. Your fiance said to put the hat back on. Yeah, see, the thing is my head is blinding and both just, you know, terrifying to most. Small children cry at me, so the hat helps. The Gengar hat could be fun. Where is my Gengar hat? I think it's downstairs. My family and I were all snuggling on the couch wearing our various Pokemon's hats. Honestly, so here's the thing, and the weird thing about shaving your head, and anyone who shaves their head will know this, they'll understand, is, see, there's a point when your hair is growing that you actually look more bald than when you shave it. So you'll get to that point where your hair's like growing out here and you start looking like super thinned out on the top, but then it's growing around like a clown. And then it's like, if I don't shave it completely off, I'm gonna look super bald. At least this way, it looks like I chose to have it this way, whereas the other way, it's like, oh man, this guy is bald. It's kind of like the thinner it get, trust me, it's kind of like a point of diminishing returns. It's basically you have to leave it shaved or you look extra bald. It's funny. It's kind of a... Yeah. So, I hope everyone had an amazing holiday season. There was a whole block of holidays being celebrated, and we're ringing out the new year today. This is the final stream of the year. We call these streams damn streams because when you save a map in Dungeon Alchemist, it's saved as a .dam file, Dungeon Alchemist map, or DAM for short. And we kind of lean into that with various things that we do. So one thing that we do on the stream, on our damn streams, excuse me. Oh, I just breathed in a cat fur. He's cursing me. Anyway, here, let me put on a more fun hat. This one is me. I knew I had a Pokemon hat in here somewhere. This is my Magikarp hat. Anyway, so, we host a bi-weekly contest, a map design contest called the Dam Challenge. Hey, Dirty Rollers, welcome back. And the Dam Challenge is a fun way for the various creators in our community to flex their creative brains and muscles and showcase their abilities. Yeah, I know, it's gonna take all day, though. Literally. Magikarp, he could try all day and it wouldn't get anywhere. Anyway, so, these bi-weekly contests are hosted here on the stream, and we hosted it for the last 2 weeks, and surprisingly there wasn't that many entries, and I think it's just because there's so many holiday things going on. And I also think partially because one of the entries was ridiculously OP right out the gate and kind of just set the tone, and I think people were I feel like some people were actually kind of intimidated and may not have entered for that reason. They were just busy, didn't have time, and and I'm not saying the other entries were bad by any means. It just kind of set the tone, and there were some really good entries this week, don't get me wrong. There was some top-notch ones. I was deciding between two of them for a good 30 minutes yesterday while I was looking at them all trying to make a decision. And the winner of the Dam Challenge this week, I'd just like to say congratulations to Sack. Sack really brought his A game with this, with the Dam Challenge. I would just also like to give a strong runner-up to Starseeker with his Grand Bazaar, which was incredibly impressive as well. But the winner of the bi-weekly Dam Challenge is Sack, who is present here, and I'd just like to say congratulations, my friend, with this Festive Market, aka Eddie Bear's Toy Shop. And honestly, just so you guys and gals are aware, the winner of these contests wins a $10 Hero Forge gift card. And the reason we do a Hero Forge gift card is because you now can place tokens in Dungeon Alchemist, and we give you a bunch of free ones to use, but you can import any Hero Forge tokens you've purchased as 3D digitals, or if you've gotten as packs in their monthly, pro subscription. So, like here I have dozens of tokens that I've gotten. I've also made some and uploaded them. So with that in mind, I went and asked the devs if we could do a giveaway tied to these contests, so it adds a little bit more suspense and a little bit bigger prize. So every 2 weeks, we're giving away a $10 Hero Forge gift card, which allows the winner to, buy themselves a token or two, depending on the sales and whatnot. So congratulations to Sack on this fantastic build. Can we get some congratulations all around for this lovely build while we take a look at it? Now, I will say this build has a lot of custom stuff in it, all over, packed in really tight, and in the past when I've been running this build, sometimes it crashes. I have it saved locally, so hopefully that will prevent it. See, that's exactly the thing. I actually had a couple people reach out to me. Sack, way to go, you ruined the contest. No, I'm just kidding. A bunch of people still submitted it. Don't feel bad. Honestly, dude, this time of year, people are busy, and you just brought your A game right out the gate, and I think a lot of people were like, oh man, I just don't have the time to compete right now. But yeah, congratulations, Sack, on this beautiful map. You utilized a lot of the cool, holiday-themed assets we have. You put together this neat little toy shop by scaling down some of these, fun things to make them look like toys. I really, this will probably crash the map when I look at the tiny towns over here, because it usually does for me, so be warned. But this right here You have these little scaled down tiny villages that are like, you know, different, just looks like different homes and like dollhouse type stuff. It's great. Yeah, I'm just looking at them. Hopefully it doesn't crash it. I love the outdoor market here. Very just fun build all around. And the fact that you went in and adjusted the, you know, the rock color and adjusted the light. This is a sand map, by the way. This is just sand. So let's turn down the brightness a little bit. As you could see, it's sand, and he just took advantage of how the light filters make it look like snow when you play with them. It's a very interesting build, and honestly, I just love how you took lemons and made lemonade, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm upset we can't make any snow builds, but you can if you're creative. Sure, it's not like an AI thing or an instant build or like there's a biome for it yet, but soon. But in the meantime, you can do this. I love it. I just love how you took, you know, and made something out of nothing. And that's just very commendable, my friend. Great work to you and your partner. I appreciate your efforts on this build. Why don't you, if anyone has any questions about the build, feel free to ask. Now's the time, because Sack's here. He can answer them and tell you what they did and didn't do. You know, I honestly understand most of how this build functions, but it's really cool when the person who made it is here. And for those of you that are just tuning in, welcome to the stream. I want to give a quick shout out to J-Poct and Brass Thulu, who followed within the last 10 minutes. Thank you so much for the follows. Appreciate you. Yeah, welcome to our community. I am the community manager of Dungeon Alchemist. My name is Mac. This is the official channel for Dungeon Alchemist here on Twitch. We do a weekly stream every Saturday, rain or shine, every Saturday at noon p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. They're called Damn Streams. We feature a challenge, a bi-weekly challenge with a chance to win a Hero Forge gift card as a prize, and we also showcase all sorts of amazing community-made maps that are shared on our Steam Workshop, and we teach people how to use our software. These streams are an AMA format, so if you have any questions about how to accomplish something in your builds, maybe you just got Dungeon Alchemist for Christmas, you're very new to it and you're learning, please don't be shy. Feel free to pipe up and ask questions. That's what I'm here for. And we all like answering questions. We have a very dedicated and helpful community that are all very, very, talented and willing to assist when it comes to these builds. Or Dungeon Alchemist in general. We also have a few places where we coagulate in general. Discord. That's our official Discord. If you have a Discord, we have a Twitter, we have a Facebook. Sorry for the shameless promotion, just dropping a few links to let you guys know where we are at. We also have an Instagram, etc. I'll drop a few more links later, but there's that for now. I think, we'll do a giveaway later in the stream. I've got copies of Dungeon Alchemist that we might be able to give away, as well as I was given some $10 gift certificates for DM's Guild. For Drive-Thru RPG, like all of their sites. I was given a bunch of them by one of our mods in our community. Asmodeus gave them as a gift to the community so we can give them out randomly, on random giveaways and stuff. So I'm going to double check and see if we can give those away right now, or if I have to redeem them or something. He gave them to me the other day. I've been really busy, haven't had a chance to look at them, but we do have the copies of Dungeon Alchemist ready to go. I've got those keys on standby. So if we do, let's say if we hit 35 viewers, so we're at 26 right now. We'll do a giveaway at 35, and we'll do a giveaway at 50. So if you guys and gals can host, share the streams on your socials, etc. Let people know about it. Let your friends and family know. Let them hop on. The more viewers we get, better chance we have of doing a giveaway. So Wolfgold, did we just establish that you're from Orkney as well? Okay, so how did Sack get the sand so white under light here? he pumped the light up all the way, right? And then he hit this gray filter. And notice when you're in this, it's pretty much sand, but when it goes up white or like way bright like that, it definitely washes out the sand. Then you add that gray filter and it looks like kind of like permafrost or snow. Oh, okay. Kasal Nament, welcome to the stream, first off. And, with reference to your question, he says, I'm trying to use the software in a live RPG table. It's possible, but if you have any tips, I'd appreciate it. Sure. So, using this map right now, I'll show you a few examples of what I would do. So, Dungeon Alchemist, first and foremost, I'm going to just let you know, Dungeon Alchemist is a map-making utility first. Really, it's not the dev's intention for it to be used as a virtual tabletop, but that hasn't stopped our community from trying and succeeding. It works very well as a limited virtual tabletop for both like TV tabletops, printed play, as well as, you know, putting a virtual tabletop on a TV screen like Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, etc. So with that in mind, if you want Dungeon Alchemist to be the all-in-one VTT, it's possible to do that. There's a few tips I would recommend. First and foremost is go into, like as a tabletop monitor route, you would want to go up into File and Settings, then go to Grid. Make sure you turn your grid on and set it at a color that you can see really easily, you know, that contrasts really well. Then once you have the grid on, you hit Save. Next, if you go up into View up here and you go to Hide User Interface, that will hide the UI. And at that point, you could go up into a top-down, and this is a perfect, you know, top-down representation for a tabletop TV. Now, there is no way to provide, like, a fog of war at this time, because, like I said, it's not really meant to be a VTT, but there's clever ways around that. You could cover portions of the table with paper or, you know, things like that to simulate a fog, or even paper with, like, cotton on it to kind of simulate a fog. I will say that I have seen something in our upcoming update that kind of looks like it could act as a fog of war mechanic. But I don't know how close it is to being done or whether or not it'll be in the next update for sure. But something like that is coming soonish, whether it's this one or the one after, most likely would be the case. And at this point here, when it's like, if you are running this through a tabletop TV, you have the grid already, you could just put tokens on top. Or if you want to do tokens within Dungeon Alchemist, you also have some that you can, you know, if you, there's a bunch of free ones, or you can import your tokens from, say, Hero Forge if you bought any. So at that point, you could use these tokens on the screen there. There's actually a stream that's live right now on Twitch. Another streamer who uses Dungeon Alchemist is kind of a limited VTT, and him and his players will go through the maps that he made, but he moves the players around when they use these tokens. So they'll just say where they want to go, and then he moves them for them. And they also have this privilege of saying, hey, I want to get a bird's eye view. So he'll click the eye and they can kind of look around in first person, walk around, get an idea of what they're looking at, which helps the players make more informed decisions and gives better immersion, because it's neat. They get to kind of look at it from what would be a normalized perspective. We're getting really close to that possible giveaway. I just want to let everyone know that we're going to do a giveaway of Dungeon Alchemist at 35 viewers here. So we're really, really, really close. We're just sitting on the cusp right now, 31 viewers. If you all are interested in that, make sure you hit the follow button, because it will be a follower exclusive giveaway, meaning you will have to be following to participate. Hey, War Eeyore, thank you for that follow and welcome to the community. LV, how are you doing? Welcome back and Happy New Year to you. For those of you just joining us, this is Dungeon Alchemist, and this is the official channel of Dungeon Alchemist. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager. We do these streams to showcase what kind of maps and how to build certain maps and what you can use Dungeon Alchemist to make. You use Dungeon Alchemist to make maps to export for print or to use on a virtual, like a TV tabletop, as we were talking about a few moments ago. Alternatively, you can export for virtual tabletops like Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, and we have Universal Export, which I've heard works with like Aloeverrah and many others. But keeping that in mind, if you have any questions as we progress through these streams, please feel free to ask. Don't be shy. I know plenty of you like to lurk and just do your own thing, but if you do have any questions, that's what I'm here for. I love answering the questions. Well, best of luck, Kasal, when we do the giveaway here in a few minutes, hopefully. We got to hit that 35 viewer threshold, like I said. So I'm going to get rid of the grid right now because that's a little bit, it's kind of weird when you're not using it, per se. So, did I help you out with your question there, by the way? Oh, kitty, come here. Here. What's up, eh? Want to say hi to everyone and then we'll let you out? Come here. Okay. What's wrong, Grumps? He's a cutie. His name is Montrazar, and he is the house baby. War Eeyore? Yes, you can, and I'll explain how. One moment. Let me let this cat out, okay? He's schmoozing me because he wants to go. Here. So, War Eeyore, sorry, I got cat fur all over me now, asks, can you export the FP POV to use as handouts in VTTs? So, yes, and let me show you how. So there's several ways actually to get into the first person or kind of like a fisheye view. Now notice when you're in this view up at the top, the UI, here, let me hide something from the stream overlay because I haven't announced the newest damn challenge. Let's see. There it is. I'm gonna just hide that. So you see under there it says F for like the photograph icon here. Where's my, oh, I can't see the mouse right now. So it shows like a camera and then a R for the like recording and escape to escape. So that's kind of the only UI that's really present. There's also a dot in the center so you can kind of get centered on things. And when you press F, it will basically give you an option to take a screenshot and where to save it so you can name the file. So test shot and then save it. Boom. Or you can record at this point too. So let's say you wanted to do like a walkthrough. You could basically kind of set up and hit R for record and then walk through an area and, you know, kind of look around and give this as like a little video handout. Now, keep in mind, these are the only real ways to make like recordings and stuff in Dungeon Alchemist at the moment, is using either the first person mode in the tokens that you can place, or you can click the cinematic button in the top right here. So in the top right, there's actually a couple tools. There's zoom, there's view mode, and then there's cinematic mode. In cinematic mode, notice the F and R for record and escape, but now it's more like a drone camera. The first time you enter this, it gives you some control instructions. You can also see those instructions here under help. But basically, it's WASD to move, E to fly up, Q to fly down, look around with your mouse, interact with objects. So things like that you can light or turn on, you can click on them and they'll turn on in the mode while you're recording or taking screenshots, which is really cool. So like one of my favorite clips I made was there's these moon gates we have that are like a Stargate, and I ran up to it and activated it in the clip. And you don't really see any of the UI in the clip, so it's cool. It makes it look like a neat little whatever, and you could turn that into like a GIF or a WebM or something like that, and give it and put it in Foundry or Fantasy Grounds and give it as a handout to your players, or have it trigger automatically the first time they enter a new area, like a quick look around cinematic type thing. So it's really up to you how you use that. Now, a lot of people ask, how do I do exports of live maps? How does we get like the light and the fire and stuff like that? There is currently no way to natively export like maps with animations, but that is on our roadmap, and it should be in, I believe, either this update or the next update. Our dev has kind of said that they're hoping for this one, but it may get pushed back. But basically, animated exports would be a native feature, and then you won't need to worry about it. But until then, if you wanted to do like an animated export in the top-down, you just get your camera in the top-down, and then basically, in this one, it's a little washed out, so you want to lighten it up a bit. But you could go up here and say hide the UI, right? And at that point, you just line up the shot that you want, and then you could do like print screen or Windows Shift S, which you can take and screenshot the entire screen, and then it's saved on your clipboard. You can open that up in Photoshop and, you know, trim it or whatever. But, or no, sorry, that's Win Shift S for a screenshot. If you wanted to record it, you could use like OBS, Streamlabs OBS, or any type of screen recording software to screen cap this, and you'll see, you know, the fire, motion, etc. So it just takes a little bit more effort currently, but animated exports are on the roadmap and coming soon. So in the meantime, there are ways to make your own custom view animated exports, screenshots, etc. for handouts, or if you need top-down, it's still very possible with third-party software. Yeah, it does very good. The key is just matching up, like, if you wanted it to be an animated map, then you're going to have to go through and match up all the line of sight and the walls yourself, because more than likely the top-down screen cap you have will only be up to the screen size, whereas the map could be much larger. Yep, exactly. Cinematic top-down. That's a great way to do it. Sorry. Yeah, this also, and then hit R. It's a great way to do it. And that saves as an MP4. So you could just record like this. I just like to use this different software. The reason I say that, this is limited to whatever your screen's resolution is and 30 FPS. If you want more FPS, the only way to get it right now is to go into like View, hide the UI, and then capture with a third-party software like OBS at whatever screen resolution you want and whatever FPS you can cap at. So I could do like 1920, I could do 4K, I could do 4K 60 FPS, etc. like this. So you have more options when you use a third-party software, such as OBS. And OBS is completely free to download, but they do, you know, it's more intensive and resource heavy than the built-in recorder. I don't think animations are present, but man, what if you did? That's awesome. So again, congratulations to Sack on this beautiful map he made here for this week's Dam Challenge. And honestly, I'm gonna give everyone a couple weeks off for the Dam Challenge, and we'll come back with it in the middle of January. You know, it's been a big push lately. Everyone's been doing them nonstop. I think what we'll do is on the 14th, I will announce on that stream, I'll announce the next Dam Challenge, and we'll start doing them again. We're just going to take a break for a couple of weeks. So, Casal, that's something that has been asked a lot, and it's on our roadmap because it has been a heavily requested suggestion. The devs are attempting to get that direction where you could do 3D imports or use at least Steam Workshop to allow like custom importation through that method. So in our last update, we added the ability to do Steam Workshop so you can import maps or download maps from Steam Workshop, right? Uh-oh, my Dungeon Alchemist just crashed. Of course it did. Your map, Sack, I swear, it always makes it crash for me. We're going to get that reloaded. Anyway, so basically, they've been putting in all these foundational steps to get to that point. One of them is the Steam Workshop, so that's kind of a foundational step. The other one is tokens. Now, currently, the only method is Hero Forge, maybe in the future there may be a custom 3D import for your own tokens, etc. Anyway, so this is a kind of a first step towards that as well. So both of those are integral parts of getting to a custom 3D import or custom assets, which will at some point be available. However, there is no guaranteed like date on that. I've heard as far as, not this update, but the next update. So that could be, like March, April, something like that. So who knows at this point? There's no concrete information on that. So that's about as good as I can give you. But it's something the devs are strongly trying to get towards, and, they've heard the feedback from the community and understand it's something people want. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and move on to a new map here. We're going to open the Steam Workshop. And we're going to check out some interesting maps that have been tearing up and like really doing well on our Steam Workshop. This one in particular, Highland, if you're still here, like this map is so stunningly beautiful and well built. You have so much talent, lady. It's crazy. It is a very cool addition, Brass Thulu. It allows you as a, DM, GM to first off save time. If you use Steam Workshop, I think last I checked, let me check how many you actually have right now. I want to know. We have 1,729 maps. That means if you own Dungeon Alchemist, there's 1,729 maps you can browse and download for free. You can search them by keyword. You can, browse them by most popular and highest voted. So let me give you an example. You go to Steam Workshop here, hit Browse Steam Workshop. So you could say, let's say you want a fort. You could type fort and search, and it will find them. Or you could search by most popular, most subscribed, most recent, etc. I like searching by most recent because it's neat to see all the newest stuff being made. Very fun. Ooh, that one's neat. We'll take a look at that one later. Anyway, y'all get the idea. So, it's a cool tool because everyone can upload their maps, and it's kind of like a hive mind where we share all our work. You can take a map, download it, use it as kind of a base foundation, tweak it, expand it, and upload a new one. And we see that a lot on the workshop. People will, be inspired by other people's maps and then tweak them and update them. So it's a great way to get started and expand. Also saves you time. If you're looking for something for your campaigns and you don't have anything prepped or you didn't make your own map, you could quickly download one and be ready to go in minutes. So, Highland Lass, this map is based on, I believe you said Pictish hill forts from the Scottish Isles, right? And basically, this gives me like Edoras vibes, from Lord of the Rings. It really is an amazing build. You did so fantastically well done on this build. And honestly, I just think you should take your hand and pat yourself on the back because well deserved. I just love how you use these little palisades to make the perfect wall structure, and you put together all the various stackable wall, like wood structures to make this amazing staircase entrance, and it's just like a beautiful fort, and it reminds me of something you'd see in like Baldur's Gate or, Lord of the Rings Online or WoW or something with it, and it's a beautiful build, seriously commendable. This map, you can find it on the Steam Workshop, as I said a few minutes ago, and it's very easy to find. You just type Hillfort, or it's under most popular this last month. It's up to the very top. So it's very easy to find. It does look like something from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or like something from, Vikings, or like it reminds me of Edoras, like I said, from the Rohan, fort and town of Edoras. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I know what you mean. In my cave, the the dwarven cave, the mine. If you mess with anything, it starts screwing it up. So I get it. I understand. It's a well-balanced, finely tuned map that anytime you mess with it, it might screw it up. But this is seriously beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, it is an amazing map. Looks good in top down too. Like seriously, it's beautiful in almost every perspective, and you did such a fantastic job on it. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's move on to a new map. Remember, if you all have any questions about the maps you're seeing, feel free to ask. You know, how was something accomplished? Blah, you know, or if you're trying to figure out something in your own builds, please let me know and I'll do my best to try and assist. Let's look at most recent, because I think there was one there I wanted to check out. Okay, let's see here. What did you do, Sack? You know what? We did Sack's map first. We'll come back to this one. Let's give a couple other builders a chance. Let's look at this one by SwedishCook, this Treehouse. It looks fun. Excuse me. We are so close to that giveaway, only 3 viewers away from doing a Dungeon Alchemist giveaway, a key for Steam, which is redeemable immediately. So you basically just need a Steam account and you can start using Dungeon Alchemist right away. So as I see this, they looks like they've oversized some trees and put all these platforms around them to make this neat tree fort. And I believe, I'm not 100%, but from my recollection here, there either is something in this tree. Yep, pillars right there. These pillars are stacked up to hold the platform, or the platform was raised using dam editing. So it is in fact those pillars. So those pillars are a very unique object, and they're under objects, structural, and masonry. And there's this pillar right here. I have a heart on it as one of my favorite objects because I use it a lot. The reason I like it is because it's stackable. So when you look at it vertically, they stack up. None of the other pillars do this. And you could stack them up and put objects on them, hide them in things like trees if you turn off collisions, which allows you to, you know, like merge it there and build a platform up on it. And so now it looks like this platform was built around the tree, which is fantastically clever. I love what they did there. This table in the center there, it looks like it's built around it. I could imagine, Highland. I don't even want to know. I'm sure it probably was a pain. This gives me Swiss Family Robinson vibes. I love that staircase there. So, okay. We just got 2 questions, one after another. I'm going to do my best to answer them in order. So, Abwat Johnson, first off, welcome to the stream. Hello. It's nice to meet you. And welcome to the community. You ask, how are peeps doing multi-level building these days? Is it still a case of creating the floors separately and managing it in the VTT? So that is one way. And I personally think that's the most streamlined way of doing it, because in most VTTs, there's, you know, modules, add-ons, etc. that allow you to, if a player goes to like a certain doorway or staircase, it teleports them to the next map automatically, which, you know, doesn't ruin immersion that much and acts like most video games do, kind of like a loading sequence. Now, with that in mind, there's several ways to accomplish multi-floor building. One is multiple maps. 2, you can do all the floors on one map, like side by side and around each other, and just, you know, in the, like, one of your exports, you can label them as such. So if you're selling the maps, you can, you know, put a number, like a key explaining what's what, so people know where they're going. And then the person, the DM who's using it, understands like the relevance of each space on that map. Alternatively, there are ways to kind of do multi-level building like this, as you see here, what I was explaining before. So we have lots of neat structural objects. If you go under objects and structural, we have all these really cool, wooden platforms, stone walls, and these objects, they snap together like Lego and they snap to the grid. Notice they're popping all over the place, kind of just hitting that spot. So if I hit shift and just keep popping them down one after another, they snap together, they snap on top of each other. So these are a great way to say, like, build castle or keep walls. If the terrain's flat, they'll all be roughly the same height. Notice one's stacked a little higher because the terrain under it isn't flat, so it didn't work. I have to prepare the terrain, etc. But these are cool because if you turn collisions off, you can also place them, and you can hold control and not snap them to the grid. You can rotate them and kind of make like slightly angled walls like this. Does that make sense? So they'll kind of merge. Oh, I'm a little too high there above, so it's kind of trying to get on top of it. But you get what I'm saying. It allows you to build very unique structures and shapes, but it has to be done by hand. It's not assisted by the UI. So any multi-level building right now is strictly done by hand. Here, this instance, they are using a wooden platform. These wooden platforms are under the construction items here, or you could just search platform and you'll find them, eventually they're in there. There's a bunch of these. These are great because if you have something under it that's tall and stackable, like we mentioned earlier, under structural masonry, there is this lovely pillar which has this unique property that not only is it stackable, you can reshape and size them after they're stacked, and then you can put things on top of them like this. So that's exactly what they've done here in this treehouse. They've hidden the pillar inside of the tree. They turned off collisions under objects so they could take this pillar, hide it inside the tree, and stack something on it to appear like it was framed on the tree. This is just one example of multi-level building. There's lots of them on our workshop that take advantage of this, especially castles and keeps. This Hillfort build is another great way to simulate multi-level building because it's terrain sculpted by hand and objects placed by hand to make a beautiful structure. So these here are just dog houses that are oversized, but they look like nice little cabins or, homes or longhouses. And here, these are, grandstand tops and boxes put together to look like another Viking longhouse. I mean, if you get creative, you got all these tents too, you could definitely make a lot of different structures and villages and areas by hand without using the AI or the square room drawn stuff. So that is the best ways to utilize multi-level building at this time, either shaping the terrain by hand with the raised, lower, flattened terrain, or, stacking objects like the Lego snaps together that I showed there a few minutes ago, or using creative ways to stack, like the pillars and put things at multi-levels. Here, let's open another multi-level build really quick. I love the keeps. There's a few different here. This one from Hazavix is a great example of multi-level building. And Haz was here earlier. It's TheDirtyRollersRPG. Are you still here, bud? So it's a combination of like switchbacks with terrain scaling. So as you can see, it's very low terrain here that goes up and up with a system of checkpoints, like this guarded keep at the top, And then at the top, he hand-built this keep and put the structure together with a lot of those structural objects. A beautiful build. Yep, I was just talking about you. Did you hear me? Your ears must have been itching. It's a very, very clever build, and it's a great utilization of stacking the structural objects to get a multi-tiered build, plus using terrain shaping to get multi-levels as well. And yeah, as Sack said, multi-levels is kind of hard currently because of the 3D perspective presented by Dungeon Alchemist. is you start getting too skewed from the center of the camera, 3D perspective becomes awkward. And remember, most VTTs are meant to be in a top-down, so the workarounds I've said, like exporting multiple floors, or having multiple maps be multiple floors, or having them spread out across the map. Anyway, basically, these maps, the way they're designed, allow you to utilize verticality, let's just say that's the best word here, all across the map, whether it's stacking objects to make a keep or, playing with the terrain. Welcome, Robert. How you doing? Yeah, no problem, Ablot. Okay, so Brass Thulu asks, so with the UVTT export, would all of the walls be exported for a build like this? Which build were we on when that happened? I'm assuming it was the Hillfort, right? I want to make sure I answer that question correctly. I was on the Treefort? Okay, so one thing to consider when you are in a map that doesn't utilize like our AI drawn rooms, I'll show you what I mean. So this the Treefort, because it's all built by hand, excuse me, and there's no AI drawn rooms of any kind, when you export, the only thing that'll export in this will be like the light. And then notice, if you're in a top down like this, there wouldn't be much to see, actually. So this map here, yeah, Kasal, I'm actually a DM in training. I'm trying to be a better DM, and I've been learning 5e the last little bit. I DM'd more when I was younger on older systems, and now I'm like trying to learn 5e in and out as both a player and a DM. I'm going to actually be doing my first one-shot here soon to kind of test the waters, and it's with some friends of mine that I've been reconnecting with over the holidays, and hopefully that'll be pretty fun. Anyway, so something to consider with this, because of the treetop foliage, these trees in particular, you wouldn't really be able to export this in a top-down or utilize it. So what you'd want to do is just hop into like cinematic mode and do some recording or take some screenshots for handouts, or you could kind of do various angles and then really kind of just showcase how it works. So a map like this is more for different handouts or angles or for fun. So, let's see. And you'll find that, because of, you got to remember how things export is in top down. So if there's stuff obscured in a map like this, they won't see most of what you put under stuff. I do hope in the future our devs give us a way to kind of like export from a certain level so we can set the camera down like right up, inside the trees or something so it's not cut out. And it really depends on the map, you know what I mean? So, like, earlier, there was this map that... Here, 1 second. Where is it? There's one I was looking at earlier. F. It's our dam of the day, the Forgotten Stairwell here. But, so this map is beautiful in how they made multi-levels, and it's all, like, hand-stacked. They carved out the terrain, I'm assuming, like, after they, like, made a negative space with a square and made it very shaped to it, and then put all this stuff in there. It's very beautiful and Escher-esque, you know what I mean? It's a very beautiful map. But in a top-down, I mean, it looks great. At various angles, it looks great. It looks good at all sorts of, perspectives. And how this is kind of set up is there's a cave, kind of like river through here, and dwarves used to bring goods in here and people would buy them and get them, and it's been abandoned for years. So, but the caves still have like water and a river running through it. Oh yeah, it kind of does look like an Incan stepwell, or it kind of gives off that vibe of like what do they call those things? sinking pits or whatever, the like all over Florida and stuff, the holes with the, gosh, I can't remember the name now that I'm trying to. It's kind of like a sinkhole, but it has a special name. What are they called? Someone's gonna come up with the name of them, really. Yeah, a cenote. That's what it is. I'm just like drawing a blank. Thank you, Dirk. Much appreciated. But this gives off like a cenote vibe, or like a, yeah, like an Incan water pit, a step well. Also kind of gives off maybe like a quarry, even. But I love the story behind this. It's a beautiful map, and it's like so simple but beautiful at the same time. I really love it. It's a great, great map, and that's why it's the dam of the day, for sure. I shared it across our socials. Anyway, so appreciate all the questions so far, and also such amazing maps that were shared on our Steam Workshop. These streams would be nothing without all the talent and of the cartographers in our community. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that share your maps, whether it's a little map, your first map, your latest build of hundreds. Please, please share your maps, because I love seeing our repository of maps build up, and the more there are, you know, the better it is for the community as a whole. We all benefit from it. Hey, how you doing, Upsideism? Welcome back. So we hit that first goal of 35 viewers, so who's ready for a giveaway? Insomnia Knight, by the way, I'm sorry I missed your follow earlier. Thank you so much for that follow. Because it's a New Year's Eve stream, we're celebrating the new year, Mac is gonna do we'll do a giveaway. Usually we do them when we hit 50 viewers, but we're actually gonna do it today when we hit 35 and 50. I'm gonna turn down the music for a moment while I set up this giveaway. Now, to qualify for the giveaway, you must be following the stream, so make sure you're following right now if you're not already, because you won't be able to enter if not. Okay, now I'm just making sure it's all set up correctly. If for some reason this isn't working the way I thought, we may need to restart it, but I'm just double checking. We're going to start it and get it going. It should be working. Okay, so type exclamation giveaway, or just type giveaway to enter, and you must be following the stream. Pirate, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Okay. Man, I'd really love to hit 900 followers before the end of the stream. We're at 884. I was hoping to hit 1,000 before year's end, but we only stream once a week on this channel. I'd really like to amp it up to like 2 or 3 streams per week. That way more people have an opportunity to see the channel and find it, because I feel the one day a week on Saturday, it's hard for some people to find, you know what I mean? And I don't know how you all feel about that, but that's my personal thing. We used to stream on Facebook one day a week and Twitch one day a week, and then the devs wanted me to focus on just one channel, so we just switched to Twitch. I'd love to up it to, 2-3 streams a week on Twitch, And that would be, you know, one of them is our Damn stream where we showcase community maps. Another one would be a session prep where I build maps and we, you know, maybe even challenge the community to make maps for a kind of a group source or crowdsourced campaign that I would be putting together for the stream to watch. And I'm deciding whether or not we'd either invite special guests from our community, devs, cartographers, and other streamers in the streaming, you know, in the Twitch community to be part of the, you know, party, or I'm kind of considering actually doing instead kind of like a Twitch plays D&D, and I, you know, we create a party and we have a campaign and we use Dungeon Alchemist as the VTT and we do all the, you know, like group roles and stuff like that. I don't know if this is sounding interesting to people or not, but I'm kind of rambling at this point as we wait for the giveaway to do its thing. But if any of this sounds interesting, let me know. If you guys are interested in more streams every week, so more opportunities to catch the official Dungeon Alchemist, you know, channel, or more opportunities to, you know, see Dungeon Alchemist in action and the ways it can be used, i.e. an actual campaign, not just, you know, building maps and showcasing maps. Let's see here. So we got about 7 minutes. My mic not working? Hello? Okay, it is in fact working. Okay, cool. I was just been talking this whole time and no one said a thing, so I was like, welcome again, the new followers to the channel. We've got Wolf Lobo and DM Charlie Gaming. Hello, salute. Hello there. There is no release date, more of just a loose release window sometime in January. Zep, I appreciate you asking, by the way. So we were hoping to release the update in December, and the devs, regrettably, you know, decided to delay, which they decided to delay for many reasons. Our lead developer has been trying to tweak the AI and make it more acceptable within the terms of what people would expect with certain types of builds. Especially, and he's been showcasing some of the tweaks he's been making in our Discord. And you can actually see some of those in our Discord if you join, if you're not already part of it. But basically the AI tweaks are going to help tremendously when generating environments or rooms. Now, the next update is a free update, and it was made free by our Kickstarter. Our Kickstarter had a series of stretch goals, and those stretch goals were all hit. We hit every goal and blew it through, you know, blew it out of the water. And basically, those stretch goals will all be free updates to anyone who owns Dungeon Alchemist, whether you got it through Kickstarter or you got it on Steam. And remember, it is on sale right now. So keeping that in mind, it's actually 20% off. So it's never been a better time to snag a copy of Dungeon Alchemist, you know, for yourself, or get a gift for, you know, that DM you're looking for, you know, maybe a gift, you know, to end the new year, or to help them, you know, get some more oomph for their campaign. Now, Casal Nament asks, will there be DLC? After we deliver on all those stretch goals, which I think after this next update, there'll still be like 7 stretch goals left. Which will be 7 more updates, free updates. Then after all that, the devs have said once we leave early access and have delivered on all our stretch goals, then they will consider doing paid expansions. There's been a huge amount of requests for stuff like Cyberpunk, or steampunk or modern or whatever. And as a result of which, the devs have put some serious consideration into that. Now, they never promised they would offer that in Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is primarily a a fantasy-based map maker. So going above and beyond to provide something like Cyberpunk as an expansion would be exactly that. It would be a paid expansion. You know, I imagine it being a huge expansion with probably, say, a dozen environments and biomes, hundreds, maybe thousands of objects, and it's like $20, $25, something like that. I'm just guessing, by the way. You know, so I'm not 100% on that because it's speculatory based on what the devs have said already. We did an interview with one of our lead developers and lead artist, Vim Daher, and I don't know if he's here right now. He sometimes lurks, but Vim kind of alluded to the fact that these things could happen, just what I just said, that we could do like a paid expansion with Cyberpunk content. That is a good question, and I think the reason it hasn't happened yet is because they want to refine the AI and have a lot more objects before they have an instant dungeon, because the instant dungeon right now would be kind of limited, right, in what it could generate. But then if it's more later in the development, and that's what I foresee it being as more of a later patch, is that it'll be easier to generate a more filled out, fleshed out dungeon that doesn't have a lot of repeat content. Does that make sense? So, I mean, if they rolled it out in, say, the update after this, it would probably be a disservice to the community. Yeah, it was a real late stretch goal. So I would assume that it would probably be one of the later ones. It's one of the only stretch goals that isn't a themed update. The instant dungeon and what they're asking. Instant dungeon means you click once, give it the kind of parameters to generate, click once, and it generates a whole dungeon. Not just, you know, an environment. So currently in Dungeon Alchemist, you can go to new map, set it for either print or digital. So let's say you want to print a map. You can set your paper size and it will set the map to that size automatically, or you could set a custom size. So later on you can, you know, take it to a print shop. Ideally though, I recommend just using digital if you want to do a custom size, because you can set any size and expand upon it, whereas print, you can't expand past the size limit that you set in the beginning. So you set your size, let's say 40 by 40 in this case. Digital maps, they can be set for print. They can be, and it can be exported as like a JPEG. So you can take it to a print shop, or you can rasterize it, break it up into say 12 images and print it at an 8.5 by 11 on your own home printer. Additionally, you could use that image in a TV tabletop. So if you have like a Vorpal board or a TV you use to play locally, you could use that image to JPEG like that, or you could even use Dungeon Alchemist locally as that. Let's hurry and generate the map, and I'll show you what I mean. Shadowfoot asks, how do you do angled walls? Is that automated or something done by placing things carefully? It's done by doing it by hand. So I'll show that in a bit, Shadowfoot, if you're willing to be patient and stick around for a minute, okay? And Casal asks about sound. Sound isn't really something that'll be, or music will be part of Dungeon Alchemist. That would be something you need to add using your virtual tabletop, adding, you know, sound through that, or if you're using Discord and, you know, projecting, you know, your, let's say you were streaming this like now and see how I have music in the background. That would be something you'd play in the background. Leodane, you've won the giveaway. Congratulations. Please type exclamation claim in chat to claim your winnings. You have about 30 seconds to do so, and then it will go on to someone else if you do not. So please do so. Congratulations. Congratulations, Leodane. And thank you for everyone that participated. And remember, when we hit 50 viewers, we'll do one more giveaway. Because it's the new year, I feel like being generous and doing, you know, giveaways at lower tiers. Oh, please don't be sad about it. You know, not everyone can win, obviously. So, angled walls can be done by hand. It just won't export any of the light or wall data. You'll have to draw in those walls by hand in Foundry like you would traditionally with any like map that doesn't come with that. So, and I'll explain that here in a bit, Shadow. This will be a little bit harder to explain in depth, and so I'm going to show you that in a new map in just a moment. So, and the reason I was talking about the sound stuff first is because it's easier to cover. It just using a sound player on your computer, you know, Windows Media Player, or if you use a Mac, whatever their media player is, and just setting up all your music and stuff in, you know, playlists, etc., is a great way to go around that, with Dungeon Alchemist not having any kind of music or audio effects. So, let's generate a map. I would like the community to help me pick the specs for this map. I'm just going to set the size. Actually, we'll do 50 by 50. So, any terrain but dark parchment. Let's pick here. We got Badlands, Desert, Forest, Grasslands, Jungle. The round ones do, but not all. I don't think the angled one does yet. Also, these ones won't. I don't think these stackable ones do. So we've got a grasslands, a desert. Oh, we got 3 jungles popping up now. Okay, so jungle is the winner. We're going to do jungle. Okay, next. I'll pick the elevation. I kind of want to do, let's do hills, actually. Now, and I'll pick vegetation since there's only no vegetation or dense growth. The jungle kind of needs growth, so we'll do that. Let's have the group pick the water that we have. No water, river, lake, lakeside, or island. Leodane, again, congratulations on your win there. I'm going to provide you with your key here. Just one second. I'm going to whisper you here on Twitch. I just got to put it in my little log here. Okay. Okay. I just PM'd you or whispered you the key. Could you confirm that you got that, Leodane? And then that way we just, know it went through to you, but I definitely sent it to you. I can see it on my end here. So it's just a matter of you locating it. Got it? Okay, can you make sure you say that? I saw your whisper. Can you let the chat know you got it too? Because I like to legitimize these giveaways as best I can. We do digital code giveaways so they're instant. So you get them right away. And, our giveaways are legitimate, 100% legitimate. And like we want you to know that we're not trying to scam anyone or do anything crazy or pull a fast one. These giveaways are meant to be a fun thing for everyone to enjoy. So there we go. Congrats to Leodane who's got the code, and congratulations to you. Enjoy Dungeon Alchemist. And if you do already own Dungeon Alchemist, make sure you give that to someone who can really utilize it and enjoy it. I accidentally closed the map setup there, but I remember we were in jungle. I set hills, dense growth. Okay, we have river, one island, couple of lakeside. I say we go, 2 rivers. I think we have 3 rivers, 4 rivers. Let's go river, okay? We'll set it at water level. We're going to create a map. Okay. And just like that, our AI generated a beautiful jungle terrain map with a river. It's a stunning 50 by 50 map ready to go. Now, if you wanted to make angled walls, there's several ways to go about that. There is under objects, structural, masonry, There is one wall in particular that is kind of a favorite of the community. This guy right here. And it's a wall that can be placed and rotated at any angle, as you can see here. Now, what this allows you to do is customize, corner walls or build walls that are all sorts of angles here. As you notice here, I'm going across the river just to kind of simulate different angles. Now, it's kind of not perfect, obviously, and it'll look a little weird unless you go through and really make it nice. Now, one thing you want to do is turn off collisions so you can merge walls together better like that. Get some overlap. Now, that's one way to kind of get angled walls. Another one is with the round walls. Now, these round walls, if you place them anywhere on a map, one thing I like to do is to go into the terrain and flatten it to, say, like room height. This tool, you can actually increase the strength and size of it so you can cover a larger area and it just kind of flattens everything out. I'll go into the object brush here and erase some objects in this area to kind of clear out the area where I'm putting a round building. And there's lots of ways to use the round walls, but I'm going to show you one of the most simple, straightforward. You just go to the objects, round constructions will have all round objects that you can use in tandem. So let's say you wanted like a simple round floor and you wanted to surround it with some walls. That one's not the right size. These ones are. So you hit shift, drop the wall, rotate with your mouse wheel, and boom, we have a rounded room. So there's another type of angled structure. These walls actually will block line of sight and wall data automatically. And these ones stack too. So you can actually take and place these on top of, if you have something like this on top of them. So let's say you put, I showed you that pillar earlier that we really like. You could put one of these in the middle, right? And make sure it's roughly the same height. Then take this floor and put it on top of it. Expand it out just the littlest bit, right? It's close. Something like, oh, that's a little too tall. Darn. Got to play with it and get it just right. Now it's too small, I think. There we go. Anyway, you get the idea. Hey, Tristanator. Another way to do this, too, is just keep stacking these circle things on each other, just one after another. If you don't care to reveal the floors on that level. And then you could keep building this up as like a tall, round structure. But currently our AI doesn't support this like automated like AI building with round structures. So it's something you kind of have to do by hand. And I know that's a little frustrating. It's not what people want to hear, but it is possible. Now, let's say you wanted to put round walls on, say, a AI structure. 1 second, I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to just get rid of it. It's really cool. So let's draw just a small square structure like this. Like something like that, right? And we'll actually make this a temple. Boom. Still store here because I that one. So let's say you wanted to make this somewhat rounded of a structure. In fact, I'm just going to wipe this out for simplicity. So we have the floor and the walls were generated. I could have generated it without walls too, but you can go into the place wall tool and then right here, you just have this remove wall brush essentially. And you can remove these corner walls. Uh-oh, did I just crash? Okay. You can remove the corner walls like this, right? And then you can go back to those rounded objects I showed you before, right? And there are some that actually kind of match some of the walls, and you could rotate them and put them in tandem with this type of stuff like that. So you could kind of, you know, do some rounded rooms or at least rounded corners, and these expand out to very large corners, so you could do like that whole rounded area with a square in the middle. You can keep getting bigger and bigger. Now notice there's some overflow floor hanging here. You know, that could be a little unsettling and weird. You can just grab some bushes and cover it, or a rock or something, or put a statue there to make it more matching. And then lastly, because there's walls here, you can go in and place a door. So let's say you wanted a double door on this temple. You could go right there. Boom. The door. And there you go. So that's a great example. We can even delete this wall here, put that one there for the angle. This wall is scalable. It doesn't match, it's not perfect, but it is a solution. Alternatively, you could go into, say, these structural objects that we showcased earlier under stone constructions. A lot of these, if you hold control while you place them, you can rotate them and kind of merge them together to make like an angled wall. And alternatively, these also do stack on each other, so you could keep making different stuff. But there's ways to make all sorts of different angled walls. No, you cannot put a door on the angled wall. You can only put it on these flat wall types. But there are some structural masonry doors in here. There is, like some gates. And this one here. This could be put on like a corner one, so you could kind of simulate there's a door there on both sides, you know what I mean? Like there's a passage, or you could put a gate like this on it too, so it's kind of even more flushed out. You get the gist of what I'm saying, though, I'm sure. Yeah, that works too. Yep, planks work great too. These ones here work great as a door. And they can be rotated at almost any angle if you grab them like that, you know? And this also kind of just looks like more defenses or armor on the outside there. Like, it's neat. Planking's fun. You know, it's been requested a lot, and I feel like the devs are trying to come up with some curved door solutions. At least some options in the future. Whether they will deliver on them on this next update, I can't say for sure, but I guarantee you it'll likely, we'll have more rounded wall options, you know, like the placeable ones by hand under this rounded whatever, you know, constructions, as well as hopefully maybe rounded doors to match in the future. I'll definitely pass that on, though, and if it's not on our upvote already, I would recommend adding it, Smash. Here. My mom messaged me. Can you guys give me just 1 second here? Haven't seen her in a couple of years because of COVID stuff and or I would just say rounded doors to match the rounded walls, so there's more options for it. So underwater maps, the best approach currently is either, I know Aloe has one that I've subscribed to. This one here is using like light and filters to simulate like you're underwater. Like this one here is an underwater restaurant. And what they did is in the lighting here, they've used this blue filter, which if you change that, it immediately looks way different. You know what I mean? that gives that underwater kind of vibe. Alternatively, there is... Hey, I am Crossled. How you doing? Let's see here. You can go to... like sunken, I think is one. Like you can have a sunken city. I feel like there was one that was a lost city I saw recently. Very possible that whoever... Nice, enjoy your sushi. I've seen one where people will like have water and then they'll put like objects in it to simulate a sunken city. This one here, submerged city. So this here is like a bunch of objects to kind of like set up like a flooded or a submerged, city. And a bunch of these ones kind of look like houses, but if you kind of put them together, you can start merging them to make them look even more like houses. I like kind of rotating them. It's a little too much, but there. But that's like a dollhouse. This is the Yaktal. There is like a, this is a chicken coop. Doghouse. So this is kind of an example. I'm sure you could maybe even do it better if you went through and went to use the structural, like these stone ones. I think I've seen Vim do one where it was kind of like a whole flooded city like this. Just stuff like that, Hey, Dag. Yeah, and for those of you that are new here, this is Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is an AI-powered map-making utility. It's available on Steam, and it allows you to use AI to assist your builds and make them in seconds. And then you can also go in by hand and customize and make very personalized builds. The point of these streams, this is the official Dungeon Alchemist stream. We go through and showcase community-made maps and teach people the capability of Dungeon Alchemist and what they can accomplish with it. And it's just a fun, community hangout sesh where we hang out together and get to know the community as well as various cartographers, their styles, different build techniques, and new fun things that they're discovering. Well, one thing I would recommend, Crossled, is joining our Discord. We have a whole ton of DMs there that are, trying to get information and advice on map building and story building, as well as I believe people offer different game sessions in our Discord. So, yep, I would recommend checking that out. Oh, man, this is a beautiful map here. An old shipwreck. Look at that. Gosh, Heronimo, you're always bringing the fire. Keep an eye out on the viewers. If we hit 50 viewers, we're going to do another giveaway. So stick around, everyone. I am actually in the middle of putting together some maps for a one-shot. But the one-shot is going to be like a beta test of a campaign I'm putting together for the stream. So the beta, like the one-shot, will allow me to test a portion of the campaign and see how well it'll work. Because in my mind, it sounds beautiful, and on paper, it sounds beautiful. But then you go to test it, and it may not work as well as you want. You know what I mean? So my plan is to get it all in a situation where, I can test it a little bit better. So if anyone's interested, I'd love to kind of maybe give some information about it and we could talk about it. By the way, I think someone was asking earlier if there's going to be any more teasers on the stream today. I shared all the teasers I had on our socials throughout the week and in our Discord. So if you missed those are some neat new teasers you can check out. Just a lot of new content from our upcoming update, which is called Everything is a Winter Lava Land. And it is essentially a winter biome, tundra type biome, and a few like a lava based biome assets. We were hoping to get the AI for the winter and the lava, but the AI like environment and stuff will only be for the winter themed stuff. But there will be some assets from the lava based environment included in the next update, and then the update after that will include all the AI for the lava. They've been putting it all together and trying to fix, get this new AI tweaked, because our current AI relies on a grid square system, and so if you want anything to be off of that system, you usually have to build it by hand. So our devs have been toiling with retooling the AI to work at angles and curves for caves. Yeah, the cave stuff will be delayed. The AI stuff will be in the next update for caves, the lava stuff. So there will be like assets and stuff tied to the caves, like the backpacks and some of the stuff we've seen in our, shared in our socials, and but not any of the AI or stuff tied to the the draw rooms for caves, etc. I'd imagine that we'll have an AI hopefully for drawing like tracks, like minecart tracks, and then also various cave structures, curves and straights and different things like that, drops and whatever. I actually think this is really clever, and it gives off. Did you guys ever watch like the Disney movies, The Rescuers? In The Rescuers, it's these mice that like help troubled kids that are like struggling and trying to get out of a bad environment, and they go rescue them. But like the kids don't really know that the mice are really helping them to a degree or whatever. And it's like there's two plots going on. This child trying to escape from like either like an abusive situation, and then these mice helping them out. And in The Rescuers, the like this girl lives on this boat with her abusive aunt, who sends her down on this steamboat that's like wrecked in the bayou, and that's the vibes this gives me. And she sends her like niece down into this pit looking for gems and gold, like this very very particular gem that was left there by a pirate ages ago, and only her niece can fit. So she drops her down in this cave that's incredibly dangerous, scary, damp, dark, pitfalls, holes, and the water fills up in there when the tide comes in, and it can drown her. So she just like doesn't care and leaves her in there constantly. It's actually kind of messed up for a Disney film. But anyway, I actually I don't know why, but this gives off a big steamboat vibe to me. It'd be kind of cool. This is a beautiful looking map. Interesting. So, anyone have any fun plans for New Year's Eve? I mean, y'all would, or you wouldn't be here, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. Let's check out this map of Sachs here. This is really neat, dude. The Varp Gate. Oh, you're in New Zealand, huh, Shadowfoot? See, it's only 1:25 p.m. where I live. I still got 11 and a half hours. Oh, it does have mist vibes, right? I have another map that has serious mist vibes if you want to see it, actually, after this one. Oh, nice, Dag. That's cool. That's cool. This is cool, but it's like lagging out my PC just looking at. Did you guys play the remastered Mists that came out just like a couple years ago? It was like on Xbox and PC. It was on Game Pass for a while. It's also on VR. I got it on Quest too. It's pretty fun. Man, Mist was the game when I was growing up. But yeah, right? Remastered Mist is gorgeous. This one gives me serious Mist vibes. Yeah, they're remastered by the exact same company that made the originals. They just are like a small, modernized dev team, and they remastered the games themselves and released them on VR, PC, Xbox, I think PlayStation as well. Oh, nice. Yeah, honestly, YouTube streams are looking more and more interesting. I'm considering doing some there too. Big Mist vibes. Let's drop a token. Can't get through the door. Because there's like a structure there. Too funny. Gosh, we are so close to 50 viewers. If we can hit 50, we'll do a giveaway. Another copy of Dungeon Alchemist to ring in the new year. If you haven't already, peeps, make sure you're sharing the stream across, any social platforms you feel comfortable. Maybe you have a Discord or Twitter, or you could host the stream, etc., etc. Let's try and get the word out there so we can do another New Year's giveaway before the stream ends. And we're at 888 for followers. It would be cool to hit 900 before year's end. But, it is one of those things. Can't guarantee it. So, I really enjoyed this map. Aloeverrah made this one. Let's scroll down. Check most recent. Check this one out. The port. I like simple maps too. I'm not all about the crazy maps, like I do enjoy showcasing those, but I really like a map that tells a big story in a small frame, like a lot, like packs a punch. And this one tends to do that. We got a beautiful little port town. Little cemetery and church. It's like maybe an inn. And a tavern here. So not bad at all. Could do with some boats even. Speaking of which, I'm sure a lot of people don't know how to build boats. So let's go over that really quick. So we have quite a few different boats in our system. Canoes, old boats, rafts, rowboats. The cool thing about Dungeon Alchemist is you can scale up objects, if you have enough room, to a much larger size. Now this small boat, this rowboat, all of a sudden is looking a lot more like a large boat. And then take something like this raft, for instance, and place it underneath this boat. Kind of center it. Notice it has a sail. Let's scale this bad boy up, and then now we have a sail. And some decking even. And there's things like plank. Or is it platform? I think it was platform. These wooden platforms, these are great. This one in particular is a little bit larger, and you could go through and kind of set it up as planking. Get a little bit bigger, rotate it to kind of match the size here. So War Eeyore, at the moment, the only custom assets you can import are Hero Forge tokens, which you can link your Hero Forge account. Now, don't let that discourage you, though, because that's the first step towards allowing custom 3D asset imports. Basically, the devs are testing and trying to fine-tune this to make sure it works really well before we allow that. And Steam Workshop is another kind of foundational effort towards that. Currently, it's only for sharing maps, but in the future, it will be for sharing assets, so custom tokens, etc. Now, I will say this. Hero Forge just added a ton of animal tokens to their library over the holidays. Like, there's like a badger, and there's several horses. We hit 50 for a hot second. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Dirty Rollers. Only a second? Embarrassing. Just kidding. I'm joking. And we have these cool, like, statues. I love making custom boats, because we have all these neat ways to make them something fun. Like, you could put a, like, a statue on the front and make it look like a... This one here is the golden one. Just looks like one of those, like, the bow ornaments or whatever that they do on ships. What do they call them? A keel ornament or whatever. Another thing you can do is there's these it's like wooden platforms of all different shapes and sizes. Let's see. Structural and wooden. These ones here are great. Go right on the back of the boat, and it's like a bridge underneath it and on it. Boom. I don't know what it's called. A figurehead, bowsprit, keel ornament. I don't know what to call it. You know what? We'll do the giveaway. I believe it. We hit it. Those that left, they're missing out. So, let me set that up really quickly. Okay, so the giveaway is for a Steam key of Dungeon Alchemist. You have 10 minutes to enter, and you must be following the stream. That's pretty much one of the only qualifiers, is you're following the stream and you type the command. I'll drop the giveaway here in just a moment. Our last winner, Laudane, he will not be able, she, I don't know for sure, but they will not be able to enter because they already won. So that will kind of even things up there. And like I said, you have 10 minutes starting now. So make sure you follow the stream if you're not already, and type exclamation giveaway to enter. Best of luck to everyone. And this will be the last giveaway of the year unless we hit 100 viewers. So I'll throw down the gauntlet right now. So, Major Ramrod. Zakar Ramrod, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome. I am Dag. You weren't already following. How many Twitch accounts do you have, bro? Saxon, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome to the stream. Your name gives me Super Trooper vibes, and I'm thinking that's what it is. But I don't know if I'm right or not. Now, remember, you have the next 9 minutes to enter the giveaway, but I'd enter as soon as possible. Like I said, it's really simple to enter. Just type exclamation giveaway, and you must be following the stream to enter. We'll be giving away a copy of Dungeon Alchemist for those that are curious what the giveaway is. And Dungeon Alchemist is what you see in front of you. It's an AI-assisted map-making utility that allows you to build environmental maps and battle maps for your tabletop RPG campaigns, mainly Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, etc. Okay, I'm feeling like the giveaway isn't working like the way I want it to. 1 second, something's wrong with it. I may have to restart it, and I apologize. But that'll just give more people a chance to enter. I'm sorry, I have to cancel it. Something's wrong with it. Okay, we're gonna restart it right now. I apologize. Something was going on, and it was showing some people's names like 7 or 8 times. Well, it was giving people multiple entries, which isn't fair. I wanted people to only have 1 entry. So, let me just restart the bot really quickly, actually, just to make sure, okay? I want it to be a fair giveaway. I mean, these bots are made by companies that like, or people who do them as like volunteer on their own time, you know, and so a lot of it is like, it sometimes gets bugged out. Nice. I mean, we're already doing the giveaway for 50 right now, so it wouldn't be a second one just for hitting 50 again. But if we hit a hundo, we'll definitely do another giveaway. Sound good? Okay. Sorry about that. I restarted the bot. I'm going to go into giveaway. Okay. And we're going to just make sure. Okay, you must be a follower to enter. We got 10 minutes to enter. Okay. Ready? And I'm sorry about that false start there. That gives everyone a little bit better chance to get into it now. Go ahead and type giveaway, exclamation giveaway, or giveaway works just fine. And we are 8 followers away from hitting 900 before the new year. Australia Plays, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I know it just gave you the error and you just followed. Give it a second. It'll probably do it in just a moment. You may have to just re-enter in just a minute, okay, Australia? I saw you follow, though. It's just probably taking a moment for the bot to recognize it. Unless you already unfollowed. Just kidding. I'm joking. Okay. So, now that this giveaway is on autopilot and we are at 53 viewers, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone that is here and that everyone that has supported the damn streams throughout the year. It's been a pleasure being the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist throughout this the last 6-7 months. It's been so fun getting to know some of you in your communities on your streams and your YouTube videos, getting to know some of you just personally through DM chats and understanding, you know, what makes you tick as creators. I really do enjoy being a part of this community. I love being the community manager, and I've loved growing with this community the last, you know, few months. I'm excited to see what the future holds with Dungeon Alchemist and with our community as a whole. I would like to, like I said, expand these streams to, instead of 1 a week, maybe 2 or 3, so we can have more chances to grow this this channel here and do more on the streams, not just showcase maps, but also have a campaign that we share on this channel. And I don't know. I am so like I guess I'm just excited for what the future holds with Dungeon Alchemist and our community. And Australia, refresh really quickly. Refresh the stream if you could. Try it one more time for me, and then we'll do that, okay? Let's open up a new map. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Just testing how many entries you can get, more like it. Just kidding. Australia, I don't know what to do. Maybe unfollow and follow again, just to see if it fixes it. Like a vineyard. This is neat. Wizard of Wines, ground floor. Neat. Really cool. Big map, too. Holy cow. Does it look correct? I've never seen someone do vineyards like this. This is clever. It's just these, like, vines on these cross lattice. You're on a lot of Curse of Strahd? Cool. Cool. I have a buddy who's setting up a Curse of Strahd campaign right now. I'll probably let him know about this. Was also Aloe did one, I think, too. A couple vineyards we have up, but this one's neat. It's really nice. I think that was Aloe's on the Sweeping Hill, but I might be wrong. Ooh, I like this little garage here. That's great. A neat little build. Fun. I like it. I've never done a Curse of Strahd campaign, so it could be fun. That's a great little workaround. Let's see, I swear Aloe had one. Darn. Maybe she hasn't uploaded it yet. Or maybe it was Highland. So I'm just going to say we're actually starting to wind down on the stream. We only have about 15 minutes left before we wrap up for the year. And in that time, we just want to open the floor to anyone who has any questions about our development, our timeline, questions about how to build something, or how we're accomplishing certain things in Dungeon Alchemist. Please take this time to utilize that, because we won't be back till next Saturday, so I will do my best to help you before then. And in the interim, I'm going to shamelessly promote our socials so you know where to find us. We have quite a few different homes where, if you already are on these platforms, I recommend you give us a follow or join our server or subreddit, etc. We're trying to grow across our socials and get the word out about Dungeon Alchemist. And really, being a part of these social platforms, following us, liking, retweeting, sharing our posts is a great way to really get the word out about Dungeon Alchemist. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you that follows us across our various socials. Let's see here. Got so many different social platforms. Got about 2.5 minutes left to enter. Australia, do you want to try one more time? Like entering again, maybe unfollow and follow. I don't know why it's giving you such a hard time, and I apologize. I can't manually enter your entry. Hey, it put you in. Yes! You got it. Yay! It worked. Okay, and I'm so sorry you had to do that so many times, but it looks like it worked. Congratulations. I'm just glad we got you in. Sometimes the difference between the Twitch stuff updating and coming back. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We're getting everyone in here. We also have a Hive social. We just started that this last month. Anyway. Oh, it really is. That's the whole point of these streams, is to showcase how much Dungeon Alchemist can do. A lot of people just think it's AI only, and it's not just AI, but the AI is a big selling point. It makes it really awesome. But to me, I love how much detail you can put into your maps if you really want to by hand. That's my personal favorite selling point. No, the bot's talking to everyone. It's going to do a reminder every minute until it's over. I'm sorry, that's too much. But unfortunately, people come in and go, and so I want to make sure anyone who pops in knows about it. I might be able to set it up to whisper the reminders in the future, but I think it's less burdensome on the bot to have it just do one public post per minute. Okay. We have less than a minute here. Giveaway is coming to its conclusion. Yeah, there is no browser access, and because they're such a small team, they had downtime for almost 3 weeks last month, and there was no app. So it's oh, okay. I mean, I want to use this service. Zep, thank you so much for participating, and congratulations. You just won the giveaway. Can you do me a favor and type !claim in chat if you're still here? That way you can claim the key. If you don't claim it in the next 30 seconds, then we'll have to give it to someone else. Thank you so much, Zep, for claiming that. And for everyone else that didn't win, I apologize, but there will always be more giveaways in the future. And remember, there's never been a better time to snag up a copy of Dungeon Alchemist, because it's on sale through the 5th on Steam. It's 20% off. So, I mean, if you didn't win, you can always go grab a copy at a discount right now. Let's see here. Oh, for sure. I get it, joke. For joking. Let's see here. Zep, I'm just trying to find you so I can whisper you. Second. And found you. I just whispered you the key. Can you just whisper me back to confirm you got it, and then confirm in chat as well? Yeah, well, your year is ending with a good start and starting on a bang as well. Congratulations, Zep. Can we get congratulations to Zep, and just hats off to him, and we all want to be good sports here, because good sports means we'll do future giveaways. And thank you for confirming you got the key, Zep. I just love to, establish that our giveaways are very legitimate. We do digital codes, so we can give them out immediately, and you can redeem them immediately or give them to a friend or family member if you already own Dungeon Alchemist. But yeah, we do these giveaways to, show how grateful we are to our community. So, and, to show how awesome our community is, really, as you're all good sports, you guys help each other out and are incredibly supportive of each other's builds and work. And I love to see that, and that's the reason we do them. So thank you so much for everyone being a good sport. And who knows, we might get another giveaway before the end of the stream. We got 10 minutes to try and hit 100 viewers. It's possible, who knows, we could get raided. You never know. Someone could come in and drop us a fat raid and we could hit it. Dag, I know you're a terrible sport. You're a grump, too. Dag needs to take a nap for a week, and then he'll be better. I'm just kidding, bro. Australia, I'm just glad we were able to get you in on that giveaway, and I'm so sorry that, like, it was giving you so much guff. Glad we figured it out. So I kind of threw this out there earlier. Would the stream, I'm going to say option A or option B. Would you prefer to watch a long-term campaign with a kind of set player cast? I would be the DM, and then there would be a few different players that are people from our community. I would love to get a dev or maybe a streamer from another channel on, a content creator, etc., and maybe a set little cast of people, and then we have a few guest slots that we bring people in to play, you know, a character, a temporary, you know, guest NPC player type thing, or a guest whatever. That's one way. We set up a long-term campaign that we play that way. Or the alternative would be a long-term campaign, but it would be a Twitch Plays Pokemon style. And what that means is we would do all the roles in chat, decisions in chat, and basically how it would work is we would allow the whole stream chat to be the players, be the player characters, be the party. So I would, you know, be DMing for the whole, like, group. And so it's like a Twitch Plays D&D type thing. I personally think it's better to, like, you get more relatable with the characters if it's a long-term campaign with the same people. It would be a long-term campaign in option B, but it would be the whole community playing different characters. So it's harder to get, like, a sense of, like, progression as well as a sense of, like, a connection with these players and their characters. I feel like option 1 is better, but at the same time, it limits all the people who can be a part of it. You know what I mean? I do like the option of, like, a Twitch Plays D&D, where if we set it up where the chat would do, like, a group role and, you know, different things like that, and I would have to set up a whole series of commands for this, which I don't even know if it's possible. I'm more just throwing out the suggestion, but the bot could possibly facilitate a lot of the commands and dice rolls and stuff like that. I mean, it could be cool to do that. Maybe we could have someone win a guest spot through designing a map, or we could do a raffle, or etc. like that. SJ, it was ZBR that won the giveaway. No, it will not be replacing the damn stream. It'll be above and beyond. I would like to, I would like to get to 2-3 streams a week, personally. And I'm going to petition the devs to expand the streams to 2-3 a week. And right now we only do one damn stream every Saturday. We'll keep doing the damn stream every Saturday, but we would go above and beyond and have a second or maybe a third day where maybe one day is session prep for a game, and then the other one would be the actual game, where we were talking about how this game would be facilitated, either a Twitch Plays D&D where the chat decides as a group and we do roles through the chat, or we would invite players to be long-term players in a long-term campaign. It would be a long-term campaign either way, but I would like to have at least 3 or 4 long-term committed players on the stream and then a couple of slots that we would fill with guest people here and there. So, maybe a cartographer wins a damn challenge, they could be on the stream for a week. Hey, Dag, you have a wonderful new year. Oh, you don't have to watch the games if it's not your thing. You could always just lurk or only participate on the damn streams. But honestly, I feel like the games are a great way to bring the community together as a whole, because I could see doing like a bounty where I would ask for a style of maps and we could get a bunch of them, like a challenge, like we do the damn challenge, and those maps could be used in the campaign. So it's like you have a chance of seeing your maps in the community campaign. It would be pretty cool. Ah, from Brazil, by the way. Nice. I did not know that, Zep. Well, that's good to know. I think ultimately I would prefer to have like a stream, like, just a couple streams per week. One of them is the damn stream every Saturday, and then we would probably have like maybe a Friday night or a Thursday night where we'd have a D&D 5e session. I would DM, we'd have probably 5 to 6 players. 4 of them would be like constant long term, and the other 2 slots would be revolving doors, most likely. And that's the plan, at least right now. Everyone kind of liked that option more than having the Twitch plays D&D. And the thing is I have been poring over the Monster Manual, DMG, and Dungeon Master's Guide, Mordekainen's, monsters of the multiverse. I've been like trying to build up encounter ideas. I have this little journal I write thoughts in, and I've been learning all these different, character monsters and stuff to build all these encounters that I have in mind. And so I have this, I want to say a little bit, but I don't want to do too many spoilers. So I have this idea for a portion of the campaign that there's this magical blockade, essentially, and the blockade is a very pivotal point. That was really hard to say. Say that 5 times fast. Pivotal point of the campaign, where basically it is blockading a portion of a kingdom, and you are paid to investigate what's going on and try to remove it. And it ends up being a very crucial part of the plot and kind of unveils a lot of information. And anyway, this caravan is a magical caravan that looks like a normal, an endless caravan, but it is essentially a system of elaborate challenges that are kind of thrown at you at random, and each caravan car is a new challenge, and they're like a pocket dimension where you have to like either beat a battle or it's Infinity Train, essentially. It's a combination, it's a tribute to Infinity Train, which is essentially gone now. You can only pirate it now. You can't find it anywhere to stream or buy. It's gone from the shelves. Digital streaming is gone everywhere it used to be. Warner Brothers pulled it from circulation to save money on their taxes, along with the hundreds of other shows that people loved. Anyway, never gonna forgive them for that, and I canceled my HBO Max subscription immediately. But Infinity Train, also Adventure Time, there's an episode called Dungeon Train, and it uses that same premise, and I think Infinity Train took the premise of Dungeon Train and made a whole show out of it. And ultimately, this how it works is it's a train that's like an endless loop, and each car has challenges in them, and you beat the challenges, you get loot, and you move on to the next car, and each car is different, and they get harder and harder and harder as you level up. And essentially, the story will progress in these cars and will reveal information as to what it's there for. But also at the same time, there's 2 sides of this kingdom. One side's completely cut off from the other. Well, they're each cut off from each other, and you need to figure out what's going on either side and report back. So you have to enter the caravan to get through it, and there's ways to get out of it once you're inside of it, either by completing it or by special roles that are offered at the end of each clear. I have rules set up for it. It's pretty neat. But I have this whole story planned out, and I would love to share it with our community. I've been writing it now for almost. I honestly have been writing this story for close to about a year, and there is a whole bunch of environment that's outside of the cars, but the inside of the cars are a great way to utilize community maps for challenges, as well as outside of the cars. I could set up a challenge and then just pick maps from that, and they could be part of the campaign. So I just have to set themes and hope that they fit it enough, you know? And then obviously I can make my own maps, and I have quite a few ideas for things, encounters, different maps and areas to learn lore and the background of this entire area and what's going on. Honestly, I have a history that I've that I fleshed out for this story that spans like 60 million years. And it's mostly just a vague timeline that covers like key points in it up till like the most recent 1,000 years, and then the timeline gets a lot more in depth because there's actually better record keeping. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to get that far in depth in the campaign, but I have a lot of lore and information to really flesh it out and make it fun, Robert. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, is I don't want the campaign to end at the edge of the paper. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of story really is only fleshed out to that edge of the story. And in my mind, I like having, like, I'm more like Tolkien, and I don't like to compare myself to him because he's a genius, but the dude's worlds were incredibly fleshed out and in depth. You know, encyclopedias upon encyclopedias of content and lore, and, you know, and that's the kind of environment I thrive to build, at least in my storytelling. And, you know, even if I'm only a fraction as good as him in depth and like his ability to create an environment that you can visualize just from his descriptions is great. Now, some of his descriptions are incredibly long-winded, don't get me wrong, but the guy definitely knew what he was doing. Anyway, so let's look at one more map and we'll wrap up the stream. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you that were here for the last stream of the new year. I'll take a look at it. See, that's the thing, is it's kind of both, Zach. It's a combination story that there's a lot to it, but I leave it open-ended to the players to really come to the conclusion and figure it out. Does that make sense? There's threads all over that they can follow, and there's side quests that they can pursue, and there's lots of information that, like, they could choose to ignore, ultimately, but there is also a lot of information that's kind of like, oh, that's interesting. And, you know, who knows? I could always adapt it as we go, but it's nice to have a foundation. You know what I mean? Well, that's the thing. This thing was a one-shot, and it's developed into a whole campaign. It started as a one-shot, and now it's like this crazy whole thing. I can't stop writing and coming up with ideas for it. Lately, I've been working on stat blocks for different things and coming up with different encounters and trying to, like, flesh out how the story can be explained. Excuse me. Funny. Oh my gosh, like, I would love to get Carl on stream. I think he's, like, rarer than the Bigfoot, though, as far as sightings like that. Like, I have tried for the last year to have him as a guest. I've asked a few times, and every time he's like, yeah, maybe, and then eventually no. But, oh my gosh, this reminds me of Zelda, like, a lot. Take a look at it. I would love to get Carl on. I'm gonna ask him again. We'll try. We'll see. But ultimately, you know, no promises there. I would love to get Vim on too. That's the thing. The reason I want guest slots is just in case someone can't commit to constantly playing. I would love them to have the option to jump in and out. Oh my gosh, yeah, I could do that, or just like a Hero Forge avatar. He doesn't need to have his face if he doesn't feel like it. I know a lot of people don't like showing their face on stream because it adds a certain amount of anxiety and stress and pressure. I'm of the mindset that if you don't see the person, it's harder to relate to them and eventually trust them more. Like, a voice only does so much, and that's like why I love showing my face. Is it shows, it ties a face to this whole thing. You know what I mean? I'm not to say I'm the face of Dungeon Alchemist. It just is more or less. It's more. I think even if it's an ugly mug, people still like to see someone to put a face to the product and try to, you know, make it more relatable to them. There's a person here. There's two faces, me and Magikarp. But anyway, that, and I just personally, I'm just old school. I like seeing the streamer, personally. I keep my face in a jar by the door. I have several faces in the closet. I swap them out randomly. I understand why they don't, but that's the thing, is I would make accommodations to anyone, but I prefer the long-term players share their face, because it's, you see their emotions, their reactions, their joy, their frightened, you know, their fright, and their, like, I mean, everything. It's so, it's very easy to you know, just I find it's easier to bond and relate with those people when you can see their face. I love this. This has a very Zelda feel to it. This looks great from the top down. And this is a good little encounter, like, setup. Wow. The lighting really adds to the mood. But look, we can go into lighting and just change it green and give it a more of a jungle vibe now. And it's like, whoa, this is cool too. It's so cool how just flipping a couple light filters can really change the mood of a map. Oh, I did see that one. It was like the whole top down of Hyrule, wasn't it? God damn it. I mean F and A. No, I don't see it. Zelda? Was it only in our Discord? Ah, it was you, Robert. Let's take a look at it. It's fantastically huge though, so hopefully it doesn't crash the stream. But it straight up is like, it reminds me of, like, you know, Link's Awakening or Link to the Past. It is this is the biggest map I've ever tried loading on stream. 256 by 88. I don't know if this is gonna happen. We'll try. If the stream crashes, y'all, it was fun while it lasted. And that's the end of the stream if it does, okay? Because we're past 2 now. Hey, see you later. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Dirty Rollers. If you need any help later, dude, let me know. Wait for program to respond. Did you play the remaster of Link's Awakening, Remy? It made it. Oh, it crashed. It worked and then it crashed. Darn. Oh, the stream didn't crash. Dungeon Alchemist crashed. This map is a monster. I'll probably have to open it offline and then save it to try and open it. It ain't gonna happen. Whoops, you broke it. It's okay. We're still here. You know what, everyone? I appreciate you all being here. We had such an amazing turnout for today's stream. We hit 50 viewers again. We did some amazingly fun giveaways. We rang in the new year right. Thank you so much for being a part of this damn stream. Remember, we do a damn stream every week on Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. That is every week like clockworks, and I apologize for putting the wrong date in the event. I just made a mistake. I'm only human. I put a Discord event up for yesterday, and that confused a few people. Apologize, Highland, for that. Yeah, we've got about 10 hours to New Year, so I'm going to be hanging out with the family, getting a little toasty, hoping to, get some snacks in me, enjoy the day. You all have been so amazingly awesome this year. Thank you for making my job as the community manager one of the funnest, most epic jobs out there. I've just had so much fun getting to know you all, seeing your maps, seeing your builds, getting to know you as people, personally through chat, in Discord, on socials and private chats, etc. Working with you in collaborations and stuff in the future. It's been so much fun, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Again, I am Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. We'll see you next damn time. Mac out.